I'll give you a list. I'll give you the
Mhm.
breakdown. We went to Berlin, Prague, Vienna, Lake Bled, Rijeka, which is in Croatia. We went to three places in Italy, which was really cool. We went to Trieste, Manarola, and Ventimiglia. I don't know how to pronounce it properly. And then we went from Italy to France. We were in Montpellier, and then we went to from Montpellier to Malaga, which is in Spain. Which was that was the longest part of our trip travel wise. It was like 21 hours, I
Oh,
think,
wow.
plus. But it was just because we kind of ran out of money at the end of our trip. And we know people who own an apartment in Malaga. So they let us use their apartment for the last week of our travel. So that's why we did this whole long bus ride to our last destination, which was really cool. But it's an experience. It really is. It's such like a. I think everyone should do it. I don't even think it matters how old you are. I think everyone should travel Europe for a month in their lives. I honestly like it's great, and you meet so many different people. Kind of know it because from living in Ireland, like we've got Aldi, we've got Lidl, we've got like all that, and in every country we went to, there was Aldi and Lidl as well, which was great. It wasn't like we were completely like lost when it came to food shopping or whatever. And obviously having your phone helps a lot because you just put in like on Google Maps, you're like, where is this place? And then it tells you exactly how to get there and how to use like public transport is so much better everywhere else in Europe as well than it is in Ireland. Oh my gosh, so easy to get to the airport using public transport. Like we didn't have to use like some like air coach or like freaking like City Express, whatever they call them here. We didn't have to use taxis. I think did we ever use a taxi? But we went to quite like I don't want to say touristy places, but they all were pretty like obviously Berlin is like the main city. So that's pretty touristy, but like the public transport was great. A lot of the places were also, if they weren't touristy, they were really small. So like we wouldn't have to like walk loads or like yeah, it was crazy. I don't know. It was very beautiful and I'm gonna go next year again. I do really want to go. So some of the places we stayed in like the first place in Germany and when we were in Berlin, we stayed in like this hostel, but it was like space themed and
Oh,
it was in like a capsule, if that makes sense. So it was like you were in a room with loads of people, but it was in a capsule, if that makes sense.
wow. So, I mean, do you mean like there was lots of people in a room, but everyone had their own capsule?
Yeah. So we didn't really like meet people through that because we were sort of in our own room in a way. But so that was like the first experience. And then in like Prague and Vienna, we stayed in like a botel in Prague. All the accommodation was really cheap. I will say this. Everything was like shockingly cheap. Like we could have stayed in hostels, like very like mixed dorm or whatever, like proper hostels where you're like in a room with loads of people. But some of the times it just worked out being cheaper. And obviously, I was traveling with my boyfriend as well, so obviously we want like our own space and whatever too. So it just worked out better to like just have our own room. But in Prague, we stayed on this really cool. We were on the river on a boat, and it was like really close to the city, like the center of the city as well. And it was super cheap, and it was just like two single beds in a room, and like it was really cool, and it was really cheap. It was like, and we had breakfast included, I'm pretty sure, or something like that. Like we were really shocked at how easy it was to find accommodation everywhere for an affordable price. Um, the only like proper hostel we actually stayed in was in Lake Bled in Slovenia, and that was like amazing. Like it was, we met so many friends. We're still friends with people now, and like we have a friend in Canada from the French area of Canada, And then we have another friend from Atlanta in America, and they're both best friends, so they're gonna come visit us. Like they're gonna come to Ireland and visit us, and we might go to Canada and visit them. I was actually in Canada with IADT in March as well, so that was pretty cool. So like obviously if you are in a hostel, you are kind of forced to make friends, and it's more like social and stuff, which was really nice. But sometimes you can have really bad experiences in hostels. Like that was the only like proper hostel we stayed in where we were talking to people, because we were in like a bed, like bunk beds, literally. Like we were both on top. He was on one bunk bed and I was on one bunk bed at the top, and like you are like meeting people, and the hosts in the hostel would organize like a night out with everyone. Like they would have like, so you'd have like pre-drinks in the hostel, and then when it got late, you'd go to like the local bar, and like they had like you get like free drink, and like they had like some like discounts with like the local restaurants as well. Like if you brought your key from the hostel, you get like a discount on like pizza or like a burger or whatever. It was really cool. That was really, really, really nice. But I have heard horror stories about hostels as well. Like as in like thank God nothing ever happened to us, but we had like a really good experience in the hostels. And some of the other places we were staying in hostels, but it was like a private room within a hostel. So it was still that kind of like hostel vibe, which is actually really cool. So you might be sharing like say a bathroom with everyone else, or like the shower area would be shared. When we were in I think it was Vienna, we had this huge room to ourselves, and it was really nice and it was beautiful and the view was beautiful. But the showers, I think it used to be like an old school building or something, and the showers were like, so there was obviously a boys shower and a girl shower, but there were like six shower heads within one room. So it was like you were sharing the shower room with multiple people. I was lucky that I never experienced anyone in the shower, thank goodness. But I think my boyfriend had to share a shower at one point with the other boys or whatever. So that was pretty interesting. That was kind of like it was a little adrenaline rush. Like you're gonna go have a shower, and you might see a friend along the way in the shower with you or something. That was very, very interesting. But I don't think we also had like a private room in Croatia when we were in Rijeka, but that was kind of like they advertised it as a hostel, but it was more like it was kind of giving motel vibes. Like it was a bit like it was in like an industrial estate, but they had like I don't know, very weird. I wouldn't There's a lot of places that we would be like, don't go there kind of thing. Like we kind of picked a lot of random places because we'd like never heard of them before, but they looked pretty. But like when you get there, there's like nothing to do there, or like it's like just weird vibes. I think when we were going from Croatia to no, when we were going from Slovenia to Croatia, we had like missed our train, and that was like really scary because it was on a Sunday, so I think there was like no other trains the day, so we had to like take a bus or something. But it was kind of nice because we were staying in Lake Bled, which was like a really small holiday town, and then we had to take a train to from Lake Bled to I think it's Ljubljana or something. It's like the main city of Slovenia. I think I could be completely wrong, but because we'd missed our train, we had time to explore that city, which is really cool. So it was like, oh, we missed our train, whatever, but we still got to explore the little city. But we had our big backpacks on us as well. We had our big like proper hiking bags on us, and like we probably looked ridiculous and we definitely looked like tourists, but it was still like we just got to explore the city, which was nice. So it was like the middle of summer and everywhere was like you
Oh,
wouldn't stop
wow.
sweating. When we were in Italy, it was just constant like there's no point in putting on makeup, or like it's hot all the time. From Italy to Spain, it was just like crazy hot. It was just you have to like mentally prepare for it. It's like it's so cool, but it's so like we swam every day, so it wasn't like we didn't have an outlet to the hotness, but it was like insanely hot. Like it's very oof. I did find it really like crazy that it was so easy to just go to the next country, if that makes sense. Like just hop on a train and you're in the next country. I found that like insane because I'm from South Africa, so I'm not like South Africa's so big, you kind of are like it's kind of like going to the next country in Europe is like going to the next like I want to say province in South Africa kind of. And when I moved here, we hadn't really traveled loads. Like I've been to Paris and like some place in Italy and like I've gone to Spain every year, but I've never like seen so many things in such a short amount of time and so quickly. It was just it was amazing. And trying all the different foods, we really tried to try like local foods every time we went out as well, which was so amazing to like experience because it was all so good. Like I think this was really surprising, but the worst food I had was in Italy and it was pizza, which is very because we were in a place called like Manarola, which is part of this area called Cinque Terre. It means five towns or something. They're all kind of along like a cliff by the sea. So they're very beautiful, but very touristy. So I felt like every time we went to eat, it was just like a tourist trap. So I think when we got this pizza, it was just like so disappointing, but it was obviously like just like I think they just got the pizza from the shops and then just put it in the oven, if that makes sense. But it was otherwise like mostly all the food was good. Like there was no like bad food. We were really naughty and we ate out every night. Like we didn't make our own dinner at all. We always ate out at night, which is also kind of surprising because we did have a budget for the whole trip and like a daily budget and like sometimes obviously we went over our budget, but it was still like okay. Do you know? It was cool that we got to eat out every night, but we obviously had to like buy breakfast bits and sometimes the places we'd stay wouldn't have like a kitchen or like a fridge or something like that. So it was hard to like it was a lot of sandwiches, a lot of bread, a lot of sandwiches and bread and um yeah, and overnight oats and just like fruit and stuff from the shops. It was but I can't complain because we got to it was beautiful. I'd so recommend. And in Italy compared to Spain, they do like when you go for a little drink in Italy, they always give you a little snack with the drink. But then we were in Spain, like we're so used to having tapas in Spain, but usually when we go out in Spain, like even if we buy just like a drink or something, they won't really give you a little snack. But in Italy, they always gave you a little snack with your drink, which I really liked. I really like at one point we had like we were really early for our like dinner reservation at this dinner place. So we went to go have a drink and they basically gave us like a whole dinner as like the snacks to drink. And we were like, we don't even need dinner anymore because we've just had all these snacks and we didn't have to pay for them. We had to pay like €3 for a glass of wine and maybe like €4 for a beer. And it was like, got all this food. It's crazy. We kind of also went interrailing because we wanted to see where we would move potentially. And I'm biased because we go to Malaga every year anyway. So I love Malaga, but in our heads we say that Malaga isn't part of our interrailing trip because we've been there all we go every year. So I would say Malaga, but I think I really liked Montpellier in France. It was so beautiful, so chill, so many different people. So like it was a city, but it wasn't like touristy or crowded, and everyone was so cool, and there was like young crowds, and there was like it was beautiful there. I really like Montpellier as like say if I was to choose somewhere to live. And I do like Berlin as well, but I don't know if I'd move there, maybe for like a year or something. But my favorite like actual say if I would go visit there on holiday again would probably be Lake Bled in Slovenia, just because it was so like it was just a little holiday town, and I love a little holiday town. And there's this big lake in the middle, and it's so beautiful. And you can like cross. There's like a little island across the lake with like this church that you can like swim to, or you can kayak to, or you can get a boat to. And it was really beautiful, and everyone was so friendly there. And there's like beautiful mountains surrounding the little town, and you can go on all these hikes and stuff. that was a very, very, very beautiful little town. I would definitely go back there. And I feel like you could even when we were taking the train there, there's so many little towns even surrounding it that are also so beautiful. So I really want to go back there to experience like the other towns. Prague wasn't that. I didn't like Prague. I think we only stayed there for 2 nights, so we only had like one full day there. So we couldn't go like too far. So we were mainly in like the city center and I was just bored. It was just too like it was just a city and I was just there's so many tourists and you're like bumping into people every 5 seconds. Like it just wasn't really my cup of tea, but it was still cool to experience Prague, but I probably would not go back there. I think I'll stay in Ireland for maybe like a year or two. I have like a side hustle that I've got like plans with one of my friends that we're gonna do. I'm very into sustainable fashion and like vintage clothes and stuff, and we want to like bring this sustainable we want to make this group of people who are revolved around sustainable fashion and like do these workshops and stuff. So that's next year. That's my plan for next year is just to bring that kind of vibe to Ireland. Getting inspiration from I know the London fashion scene me and my friend look up to a lot. So we kind of want to bring that to Ireland or to Dublin at least. So that's next year. But then I think like in the next 2 years, I'll probably look at moving. I'd love to move to Lisbon or Montpellier or somewhere. It's Berlin, Lisbon, Montpellier, or somewhere in Spain, maybe Barcelona. It's very exciting to think about the future, I think, but it's very nerve-wracking to actually do the things. Do you know what I mean? It's easier said than done, but it's also so exciting to know what you can do. When we were traveling, it was so easy to speak in English if we needed to. Do you know, like obviously we would say like ciao, like gracias, or like we would obviously say like the bare minimum because that's what we knew. And obviously when you travel, you still want to be respectful to everyone and you want to try. But if we had to ask, say, for like directions or like we needed to ask a question, it was easy. Like it was I feel it's so privileged to be like, oh, they speak English. I feel so nasty being like, I hate going to a different country because I don't know how to speak that language and I feel so bad. Like being there like, um, I don't know, I can't speak or whatever. But it's so nice to still be able to like everyone knows English basically. And that's so nice because it's so like it kind of puts a weight off your shoulders as well, especially in like I wouldn't know what to do if something bad happened, as in like say if one of us like hurt ourselves really bad or if we needed to go to the hospital, like I'm sure people were so nice everywhere as well. And I suppose we're so fortunate to live in this era where everyone can speak English. I don't know. It was really, really I wasn't we weren't prepared like we were prepared to not be able to understand people, but I think we weren't prepared for everyone to be so like ready to speak English if they needed to speak English because I think I was in Paris a few years ago. They don't like tourists. The Parisians, no.
No, that's what I was thinking. Like I was
Yeah.
about to ask you about your, experience in France.
In Montpellier, we had such a good time in Montpellier. Like fat chats. I had fat chats with this girl who owned a vintage shop and because we did a lot of vintage shopping and like just going to charity. We're very into sustainable fashion. Like I don't buy new clothes ever because I don't know. I don't really care if other people do, but I'm personally for me, I don't buy like brand new clothes. Um she was French and we had like a full conversation about vintage clothes and it was great. Like everyone was so welcoming and like I don't know. I think it just depends where you go to in France. I think the French are very different people compared to like the Spanish and the Italians and it was very good. I loved IADT. I wouldn't have liked to have gone to another college, in all honesty. It was very like the lecturers were great and I made really good friends.
Did your
Yeah.
boyfriend were like at the same uni or?
No, he went to the like rival art college. He went to the other art college. So I didn't meet him there, but all my friends, my whole friend group is from IADT, and like we meet up all the time. We went to Faro, we went to Portugal together just in, when was it? September, I think we went to Portugal. We meet up for like food on our birthdays, and we go for drinks, and we go for a little coffee and a treat sometimes. We're always like trying to see each other, or like even if you're not seeing the whole group, you might still see one person from the group, and like it's great. I know obviously everyone has such a different college experience, but like I had a really bad high school experience here. So college was like a breath of fresh air for me. It was really good. Yeah. The country is so beautiful in the summer because it's so green. It's so green here. It's insane. Like going anywhere else and you're like, oh my gosh, Ireland is like 5 million different shades of green. Like it's crazy how green it is here. You should come, honestly, and even in winter, it's actually really beautiful here, and like everyone's like cozy vibes, and you can, I don't know, the pubs are all very cozy. They usually have like live music and stuff in the winter. We do a lot of like we do like portfolio reviews like twice a year. So like we basically take all the work we've done and make a nice portfolio, and we show it to our lecturers. So that's really good in preparation for like applying for jobs. And we do like a week of like, it's basically called like a business week, and they make you like do your CV and like create like a cover letter, and they actually make you like apply for actual studios and stuff. And we did go on internship in third year. They like forced us to apply to all these studios, and some of us got to go on internship, and like so they do really prepare you for like the real world. It's great. Yeah, they do. They do. There was a lot of it's a lot of work. It was a very heavy course, it was really fun, but it was constant, like you just finish a project, and then on like a Friday, and then on the Monday you're straight back into another project. So it is a very like you're constantly working kind of, but it's very fun, and it's like obviously if you're passionate about it, it's like nothing. It doesn't feel like hard work, which what I found. Yeah. I wasn't like I was stressed, but like in a good way. It was like a passionate stress. So yeah.
Passionate stress. There should be on a t-shirt, passionate stress.
It was good. I loved IDT. It was really good, and yeah. Usually our projects in college would be like 3 weeks to like a month or two. Or 3 weeks to like a month. That's how long, but our final project was 3 months long. So like it was a long project, and we kind of got to pick what we wanted to do as well. So I based mine on sustainable fashion and fashion sustainability and all of that. And it was basically just like um creating this group that followed certain rules. So if you join this group, you have to follow these rules in order to stay in the group. So it'd be like you have to always wear secondhand clothes. You can't throw your clothes away. You have to make them into something else. Like it was like an extreme sustainable fashion group, like this super extreme. And I loved it. It was so fun. It was like a little bit creepy. It was like a cult kind of vibe to it, but I had a lot of fun with it. It was a very long, long project. And I think the first month we kind of like, we have no one knows what they're doing. Like no one knows what they want their final project to be. Everyone's like, oh my God, I have no idea what I want my final project to be. Like this is like everyone's lost in the first month. And then like in the second month, you're kind of like, oh, okay, you're kind of refining your ideas. And then the last month is just go, 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 go. And it's like, it's crazy. It was, it was that those 3 months are just like a blur. I know, yeah.